The image shows a section of wiring that was found inside the battery box of a tent trailer. The wiring assembly consists of a red number 6 American wire gauge wire, along with green and white wires connected via butt splice. The red wire appears to be continuous, meaning it is not cut or interrupted by the butt splice. The green and white wires are connected together under the same butt splice connector. This type of wiring configuration raises several questions about its intended purpose and safety. Firstly, the red number 6 wire is commonly used for higher current applications, such as connecting a battery to an inverter or other high-powered devices. Its presence suggests that the original intent may have been to provide a robust power supply. However, the fact that it's found loose in the battery box with unknown connections at either end makes it difficult to determine its actual function. Secondly, the green and white wires connected together under a single butt splice is unconventional and potentially problematic. In standard electrical wiring practices, green wires are typically used for grounding, while white wires are used for neutral. Connecting these two wires together can create a ground loop or other unintended electrical paths, which can lead to safety hazards. For example, it could cause equipment malfunctions or even pose a risk of electrical shock. Thirdly, the presence of tape over the splices suggests that someone attempted to insulate or protect the connections. However, tape alone is not a reliable method for ensuring proper insulation and preventing corrosion or moisture ingress. Over time, the tape can degrade, leaving the connections exposed and vulnerable. Furthermore, the fact that the green and white wires are connected together under the same butt splice further compounds the safety concerns. This type of connection can create a direct short circuit between the ground and neutral conductors, which can lead to serious electrical hazards. In a properly wired system, the ground and neutral conductors should only be connected at the main service panel. Connecting them elsewhere can create a path for stray currents, which can cause equipment malfunctions or even pose a risk of electrical shock. Fourthly, the gauge and type of the wires used are also important considerations. Number 6 American wire gauge wire is capable of handling a significant amount of current, but the green and white wires appear to be of a smaller gauge. This mismatch in wire sizes could indicate that the wiring assembly was not designed or installed by a qualified electrician. It also raises questions about the overall integrity and safety of the electrical system. The specific type of wire insulation used is also important to consider. Wires used in automotive or RV applications should be rated for the specific environmental conditions they will be exposed to, such as temperature variations, moisture, and vibration. If the wires are not properly rated, they can degrade over time, leading to insulation failures or other electrical problems. Fifthly, the overall condition of the wiring assembly is also a concern. The fact that it was found loose in the battery box, with tape over the splices, suggests that it may have been exposed to moisture, dirt, or other contaminants. These contaminants can degrade the insulation and corrode the conductors, leading to electrical problems. In addition, the butt splice connectors may not be properly crimped or secured, which can cause loose connections and increase the risk of electrical arcing. Before using the tent trailer, it is highly recommended to have the entire electrical system inspected by a qualified electrician or RV technician. They can assess the safety and integrity of the wiring, identify any potential hazards, and make the necessary repairs or modifications to ensure that the system is up to code and safe to use. When inspecting the wiring, the electrician or technician will likely check the following. Firstly, the grounding system, to ensure that it is properly installed and functioning correctly. Secondly, the wiring connections, to make sure that they are secure and properly insulated. Thirdly, the overcurrent protection devices, such as fuses and circuit breakers, to verify that they are the correct size and type for the circuits they protect. Fourthly, the polarity of the outlets and switches, to ensure that they are wired correctly. Fifthly, the overall condition of the wiring, looking for any signs of damage, corrosion, or overheating. Based on the findings of the inspection, the electrician or technician may recommend several repairs or modifications, such as firstly, replacing any damaged or corroded wiring. Secondly, re-terminating any loose or improperly connected wires. Thirdly, installing new overcurrent protection devices. Fourthly, correcting any polarity issues. Fifthly, upgrading the grounding system. In addition to the electrical system, it is also important to inspect the battery box itself. The battery box should be clean, dry, and free of any corrosion. The battery terminal should be clean and tight, and the battery should be properly secured in the box. If the battery box is damaged or corroded, it should be replaced. Furthermore, if you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring, it is always best to leave it to a qualified professional. Electrical work can be dangerous, and improper wiring can lead to serious injury or property damage. Working with electricity requires a thorough understanding of electrical codes, safety procedures, and proper wiring techniques. A qualified electrician or RV technician has the knowledge and experience to perform electrical work safely and correctly. They will also have the necessary tools and equipment to properly diagnose and repair any electrical problems. In addition, a qualified professional can ensure that the electrical system is up to code and meets all safety regulations. This can help to protect you and your family from electrical hazards. When hiring an electrician or RV technician, it is important to choose someone who is licensed and insured. This will protect you in case of any accidents or damages that may occur during the work. You should also ask for references and check the electrician's or technician's qualifications and experience. A good electrician or RV technician will be able to answer your questions clearly and explain the work that needs to be done. They should also provide you with a written estimate before starting any work. Safety is always the top priority when working with electricity. Always disconnect the power before working on any electrical circuits. Use insulated tools and wear appropriate safety gear such as gloves and eye protection. Never work on electrical circuits when you are wet or standing in water. If you are not sure how to do something, ask a qualified professional for help. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides comprehensive guidelines for electrical installations. The NEC is updated every 3 years to reflect the latest advancements in electrical technology and safety practices. It covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, grounding, overcurrent protection, and equipment installation. The NEC is adopted by many states and local jurisdictions, and it is often used as a basis for electrical inspections. When working on electrical systems, it is important to follow the NEC guidelines to ensure that the installation is safe and compliant. The NEC can be a complex document, but there are many resources available to help you understand and apply it. The NEC Handbook provides detailed explanations and illustrations of the NEC requirements. There are also many online resources and training courses available that can help you learn about the NEC. In addition to the NEC, there are other safety standards and regulations that may apply to electrical installations. These standards and regulations may vary depending on the location and the type of installation. It is important to be aware of all applicable safety standards and regulations before starting any electrical work. The wiring configuration shown in the image is not typical and could potentially be hazardous. It is important to have the electrical system inspected by a qualified professional to ensure that it is safe and up to code. Never attempt to modify or repair electrical wiring unless you are qualified to do so. Electrical work can be dangerous, and improper wiring can lead to serious injury or property damage. Always prioritize safety when working with electricity.